Hi everyone, it's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace this week. So good to have you here. So, if you don't know me at all, or if you do know me a little bit, or maybe quite well, maybe you've even been in some of my programs, you'll know that I have this idea, eating peace, that we want to move away from trying to control, have willpower, hold on tight with tight fists, be at war with food and eating, or even the image we see in the mirror, to somehow move into relaxation. Sometimes people have written to me, or when I'm working with them, they say, wait a minute, Grace. If I relax and I become peaceful with eating or with my body in the present state that it's in, too heavy, don't really like it, I feel fat. If that happens, then I will just eat my way from one end of the world to the other. Whenever I want to, I will eat whatever I want to, and I will get sicker and I will get fatter. I will weigh 500 pounds. And they say, I don't see how I can do this without having some sense of control or offering myself some structure or putting limits in place or trying to gain some of my own willpower, and have boundaries. That is true. Somebody recently wrote to me who's worked with me a little bit, and we're going to do some more work together, and he said, I'm just afraid if I don't have a food plan, or if I just eat whatever I want, or try to make friends with every moment of eating, or become peaceful with eating, I will be 500 pounds. A few days later, a group that I hold in my home, it's not specifically for people who are suffering from trouble with food and eating in their bodies necessarily. This is just a group that meets once a month in Seattle where I live. And it's a wonderful, private, closed group that meets together for almost a year. All the people came, and one of the women who works on eating and food issues said, I have worked on this my entire life. I'm so sick of it, but I'm afraid that if I let go and I don't work on it, I don't try to control myself, I will be 500 pounds. Same thing, 500 pounds. So I knew that when I've heard this several times, I wanted to speak to it today. Eating peace does not mean that you are stuffing your face and overeating and gaining weight that is beyond a natural, peaceful sense of balance in the middle way that fits your body. That is not peaceful. Diet mentality is the thing that feels warlike. I must control myself, and that's the only way this is ever going to stop. My impulses, left to my own devices, left to myself, if I just am me, I will gain weight until I am 500 pounds. I will be just this huge whale of a person, beyond human, capacity. I will gain so much weight. To have that sort of view of oneself, that you will look like that and be like that, but the experience to get there, if you were to gain so much weight, would not be peaceful. And what we're talking about here and exploring and investigating is peace. Peace when it comes to compulsion. The experience of craving is by nature not peaceful. What I invite people to do, and what I did with myself, is to actually look at that craving, take the edge off of that craving by looking at it. Eckhart Tolle is the most wonderful man who speaks about presence, right? Many of you have read The Power of Now, and you're familiar with his work. He says over and over again, sustained attention, awareness, is all you need to dissolve the immensity and intensity of some warlike experience. Isn't that incredible? If all you do is look and stay still, if some part of you can hold still in the middle of it all, that is actually what you really, really want. Nobody wants to say, ah, hell with it. I'll go ahead and smoke, eat, drink. Here we go. In a way, that does very temporarily take care of the craving. It resolves it. You no longer feel that a horrible pull towards something. I must go put the thing in my mouth and eat it. You no longer feel that because you just do it. So you're doing the best you can. You are taking care of the cravings when you do that. But of course, it's very temporary. And then you are in a new state of war, which is that you actually consumed the thing. And now you have to deal with the consequences, which feel difficult. So, no, this is not about allowing yourself to destroy yourself. It is looking at the belief that you would destroy yourself if you were given the chance. What I found, amazingly, was that I wouldn't. I didn't really want to. And I don't think you want to either. Everyone wants to find that deep inner place that is aware that things are okay. And everyone has access to it. It's just that with all the other things that have happened in your life and the other viewpoints you have and the beliefs floating through, it covers it over. It makes it so you can't see it well. And that a lot of it comes from the past. So yeah, you have to turn your attention towards this past or towards what it is you see. You aren't even sure yet that you actually believe. I'm about to go off to California and teach my Eating Peace retreat to people there for 3 full days. And people get a little bit nervous. I'm going to be trapped in this retreat. I can't go eat to my heart's desire. Everyone gets to eat whatever they want, but we do it in a very, very powerful, very mindful, very, what I find, incredibly beautiful way. And you get to taste your food. You get to be with your food. You get to write down what your thoughts and your beliefs are and give it attention. You may discover things in that process that you weren't quite consciously aware that you are believing, and suddenly you recognize, oh my God, this whole time for the last 30 years I've been thinking whatever it is, that I need to control myself or that I'm out of control. There's something wrong with me. And you can discover that that actually isn't true, that you have what it takes to be a natural, comfortable, middle way, balanced human being with a balanced human weight. You will not be 500 pounds if you were left to your own devices and follow your cravings. In fact, just looking and sitting with that attention to the present and holding that as true, just letting yourself have all your beliefs come to the surface. Write things down. I say over and over again, get out that journal, keep the journal, be a scientist, investigate yourself. When you are believing what you think and you're letting the mind run the show, your thoughts and your feelings, which are based on the past or based on fears of the future, they are hardly ever in the present. When you let your mind run the show, it's kind of funny to even say that, because are you letting your mind run the show? Not necessarily. It's just that there's a fear about looking. When you allow all those things to remain kind of hidden behind closet doors without looking at what has caused you pain in your life, kind of consciously and openly, then they will continue to run the show, and your mind will be the one leading the way. And your mind is a little confused. It believes certain thoughts and it thinks they are true, hands down, and that it'll do everything it can, all your thoughts, to pool together and make sure you have fear as the leader. We are afraid that the Titanic is sinking and this is going down, or we are afraid based on past experience that we can't do it right. Ultimately, this is all about love. This is all about loving yourself and your impulses and your cravings and what's below the cravings, and finding out what's really, really actually true for you. And you can do that. You might be surprised. It might be easier than you think. Take care, everybody.